Hello, myself Vaishnavi. I'm currently pursuing my BE in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today I'm going to do on the topic insert, delete and update statements in SQL. The topics that are going to be discussed are introduction to SQL, insert statements, delete statements and update statements. Let us discuss the introduction to SQL. SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language, is a domain specific programming language that is used for managing and manipulating relational databases. It provides a standardized way to interact with databases, allowing the users to perform tasks such as query data, updating records, inserting new data, and more. The SQL is widely used in the field of database management and it is essential skill for anyone working with the data. And it also holds the SQL statements such as the SQL consists of various statements that allows user to interact with databases. The main categories of the SQL statements include data query language, which is DQL, used to query and retrieve data from one or more tables. The primary DQL command is select. Data definition language DDL. It is used to define and manage the structure of the database. That is common DDL commands include create, alter, and drop. Data manipulation language DML is used to manipulate data within the database. Common DML commands include insert, update, and delete. Data control language is DCL, used to control access to data within the database. Common DCL commands include grant and revoke. Select statements. The select statement is one of the most commonly used SQL statements. It is used to query data from one or more tables. Here is a basic syntax that has select column 1, column 2, then from table name where the conditions we are giving with a semicolon. Clauses and keywords where used to filter data based on specified conditions. Order by sorts the results set in ascending or descending order. Group by groups rows that have the same values in specified columns. Having applies a filter to the results set after grouping. Now let us come to a topic that is insert statement. The insert query is used to insert data in a table. Using this insert query, you can add data into the table one row at a time. Options with insert query. Specify the columns in which data is to be stored. Do not specify the columns. In this case, you would have to make sure that the order in which data is placed in the insert elements is same as in the order which targets the fields exist in the table. Insert statements in SQL are used to add new records, that is, the rows, into the table. The basic syntax for an insert statement is as the follows, where the syntax has the two types, that is type 1 and type 2. Let us see the syntax type 1, where the insert into table name followed by the attributes column 1, column 2 up to column n, values, value 1, value 2, value 3 up to value n. Syntax type 2, insert into table name followed by values, value 1, value 2 up to value n. Here are the breakdown of the components which have been mentioned in the syntax, that is insert into. It specifies that you want to add new records to a table. Table name says that the name of the table where you want to insert a data. Column 1, column 2 and column 3, it is an or more. It specifies or it indicates that the column to which you're going to insert the values. If omitted, the values must be provided for all columns in the order they were defined in the table. Values indicates the start of the values you want to insert. Value 1, value 2 and up to value n, the actual values that you want to insert. This shows that the order and the data types of the columns. Now, let us take an example. Let's assume that we have a table named employee with the columns employee ID, first name, last name, and hire date. To insert a new employee into the table, you can use the following insert statement. Insert into employee. Employee is the table followed by the attributes holding employee ID, first name, last name, and hire date. And followed by the values, we can insert the values according to these attributes. Employee ID 1, first name John, last name is Doe, and hire date is 2022 1 and date is 1. These statements inserts a new record with the specified values into the employee table. We can insert data into all the columns and they are in the same order as they were defined in the table. You can omit the column list. Whatever the column list we have given, we can remove that. Then insert into employee followed by the next values that needed to be added into the employee table has the employee ID 2, first name Jane, last name Smith, and followed by a higher data 15 to 2022. Delete statement. The delete query is used to delete the records from the table. Like update, the delete query is also mostly used with the where clause. The delete statement in SQL is used to remove the records from the table based on the specified condition. The basic syntax for the delete statement is as follows. Here is the syntax, that is delete from table name followed by where condition with a semicolon. Here's a breakdown of the components. Delete from specifies that you want to delete the record from the table. Table name. The name of the table from which you want to delete the records. Where condition. An optional clause that specifies the condition that must be met for a record to be deleted. If this clause is omitted, all the records in the table will be deleted. Let us take an example for the delete statement. Let's assume that you have a table named employee and let us take out that the values that we have inserted in the table employee with the statement select star from employee. And here is the table that we have occurred, that is all where the data have been inserted in this table having ID, name, age, email and salary. Now if we want to delete, the statement would look like this. Delete from, we need to give the instructions like delete from employees where the employee ID is equal to 1917, where we need to delete these inserted value. This statement deletes the record from the employee table where the employee ID is 1917. Here we can see that the data has been deleted which have been inserted into the table. And if we want to delete all the records that is in the employee table, we must be careful with this operation as it is will remove all the data and we can omit the where clause. And we need to delete the table means we need to give the instruction delete from employees with a semicolon. However, using delete from with the table name without the where clause will delete all the records in the table. While using the where clause, we need to ensure that we are targeting the specific records we want to delete and make sure we have a proper backups or the transition in a place when dealing with the deletion operations. Update statements. To update the rows in a table, you generally use the update query with the where clause. The update statement in SQL is used to modify the existing records in a table based on specified condition. The basic syntax for this update statement is as follows. Here it gives update with the followed by the table name set column 1 is equal to value 1 value column 2 that is equal to value 2 with the where condition and a semicolon. Here is a breakdown of the components that has been mentioned in the basic syntax. Update. It specifies that you want to update the records in the table. Table name. The name of the table where you want to update the records. Set. It indicates the column that you want to update the new values you want to set. column 1 is equal to value 1, column 2 is equal to value 2. It specifies that the columns you want to update and the new values for those columns. Where condition, an optional clause that specifies that the condition must be met for a record to be updated. If this clause is omitted, all the records in the table will be updated. Now let us assume that we have a table named employee and with the columns employee ID, employee name, age, email and a salary. Now let us take this, uh, acquire the table with the given the statement select star from employee gives the values that have been inserted in the employee table holding employee ID, employee name, age, email and salary. Now we can update this table by giving the instruction select star from employee, update the employees that is the table name, set age 26 where the employee ID is 1900. Now this is the table where we need to update. So here is an updated data. John, his age has been updated from 22 to 26 with this condition. Let's take another example. Let's assume that we have a table named employee with columns employee ID, first name, last name, and a salary. Update employees, that is the table name, set salary is equal to 60,000 where the employee ID is 1. And here the statement updates the employee column to 60,000 for the employee ID that is equal to 1. If we want to update the multiple columns, you can include in the set clause. Update the employees, set salary 60,000 and change his name, first name is equal to Robert with the where clause where employee ID is equal to 1. This statement updates both the salary and his first name columns for the employee table with employee ID that is equal to 1. Thank you.